Good afternoon, everyone. I am Zemalin Antibuaya, your reporter for today. So my topic it's all about ecological and sustainable development. Ecoliteracy. Ecoliteracy is the ability to understand the organization of natural systems and the processes that maintain the healthy functioning of living systems and sustain life on Earth. Ecoliteracy, as coined by environmental educator David Orr, refers to the capacity to understand and act upon the interconnectedness of living systems. Orr and Capra 1990 coined the idea of ecological literacy as creating a new emphasis on the need for education to integrate understanding of the interdependence between natural processes and human ways of life. Imagine Earth is a big living puzzle. Every piece of this puzzle has plants, animals, water, air, and even us that fits together in a way that keeps everything working. So when we talk about ecological literacy or eco-literacy, it's about learning how this puzzle works or how this organization works and understanding our role in it. So what does it mean? Understanding nature systems. Nature works in organized systems. So for example, trees take in carbon dioxide and give us oxygen, and animals rely on plants and other animals for food. So this system are connected. So if we can take one part away or damage it, so the whole system might suffer. Next is human connection to nature. So everything we do affects this natural system. For instance, cutting down too many trees or deforestation or polluting rivers can harm the balance that nature works so hard to maintain. According to these two environmental educators, David Orr and Capra emphasize that to live sustainably, we must learn how nature works and make choices that don't harm it. They believe this knowledge should be a part of education so that people grow up knowing how to care for the planet. Next is sustainability. Sustainability is a quantitative and qualitative condition demonstrating human survival over time. It is a biological and ecological imperative for human society to exist within the ecosystem's carrying capacity. Ecological literacy supports integrating thinking about sustainability, promoting ethical practices, and prioritizing ecological imperatives. So, sustainability is about making sure we can live and meet our needs now without messing things up for the future generation. Okay, for example, or kanang you should imagine nga kanang you have a water bottle that needs siya maglast entire day. So, if that water bottle nga kanang giinom nimo, pagkabuntag tanan gihugot nimo, so expect nga wala na jud kay water pagkahapon. So, what does it have to do with ecological literacy? Ecological literacy or eco-literacy teaches us to think carefully about how our actions affect the planet. It helps us to see the connections between how we live, what we eat, the energy we use, and the waste we produce. The health of natural systems like forests, rivers, and the air we breathe. You must think wisely before nga imong giinom tanan. So you should kanang budget that nga mainom ka a little bit and then afternoon mainom ka a little bit para ang kana nga water bottle or kana nga water maabtan na nimo taman sa hapon. So that's how sustainability works. It's about using resources wisely so they last. So the question is, why is it important? So human survival depends on the environment. We get our foods, water, air, and even materials for our homes and clothes from nature. But everything nga itong makuha, there is a limit to what nature can provide. This is called the ecosystem's carrying capacity. So if we take too much or damage it too badly, the system collapses and that puts our survival at risk. So, to live sustainably, we need to think in an integrated way. This means considering how every choice we make, big or small, affects the world. So, for example, if a company cuts down trees for paper, are they replanting new ones? So, it's a question. If we use car to travel, how much pollution does create and how can we reduce it? So, it's a question mark again. Sustainability also asks us to prioritize ethical decisions. Ethical means doing what's right, not just for us, but for the planet and all its life. Instead of focusing only on profits or convenience, we think about what best for the earth in the long run. Ecological literate person in society. Wall 2017 defines ecoliteracy as understanding the principles of ecological communities and applying them to create sustainable human communities. Ecoliterate individuals understand the interconnectedness of all living systems and strive to minimize the negative impacts on life-sustaining systems while maximizing value contribution to collective well-being. What is an ecological literate person? An ecological literate person is someone who understands how nature works, how all living things like plants, animals, and humans are connected in the systems. They don't just know this, they also act in ways that protect and support these natural systems. For example, they understand how cutting down too many trees affects the air we breathe. Other one is um, they try to minimize harm by reducing waste, conserving water, and choosing renewable energy sources. So, in short, they think about how their actions affect the earth and work to make things better for everyone, people and nature alike. What about an ecological literate society? So, an ecological literate society works together to create a sustainable way of living. This means building communities that respect and support nature systems, using resources in a way that helps everyone without depleting or damaging the environment. For example, a community might invest in clean energy like solar or wind instead of relying on pollution heavy fossil fuels, and they might plant trees and protect forests to support wildlife and fight climate change. So while 2017 says being ecoliterate is about learning from nature's principles, like balance and cooperation, and using them to design sustainable human communities. This helps us to reduce harm to the planet while contributing positively to everyone's well-being. It's about thinking and acting in ways that protect life on Earth for the long term. Next is ecological literacy. Ecological literacy is a crucial concept for sustainable society, promoting an integrated approach to environment problems. It is a new education reform rooted in holism, system thinking, and sustainability, with sustainability education programs worldwide aiming to nurture ecological literacy. Ecological literacy or ecoliteracy is about understanding how nature works and how we humans fit into it. It's learning to see how all parts of the environment, like plants, animals, water, and air, are connected and how our actions affect these systems. For a society to be sustainable, we need people who understand environmental problems and know how to solve them in a way that protects the planet for the future. That's why ecoliteracy is crucial. It gives us the tool to think about the long-term effects of our actions and to live in balance with nature. Also, ecoliteracy has a new way of learning. Ecoliteracy is a part of a shift in education that focuses on holism, system thinking, and sustainability. Holism, like um, looking at the picture, not just individual parts of an issue. So, for example, instead of just studying pollution, we should consider nga mag-study sabta, or we should look at how pollution affect peoples, animals, and the climate altogether. Next is system thinking, seeing how everything in nature is interconnected, how cutting down a forest can lead to soil erosion, lose animals, habitats, or magkakos og landslide, floods, or even climate change. Next is sustainability, learning how to live in a way that meets our needs today without harming the ability of future generation to meet theirs. Next is ways to develop ecoliteracy in schools. First is develop empathy for all life. This means understanding that all living things like humans, animals, plants share common needs like the need for food, water, and a safe place to live. When we recognize this, we can feel compassion for other life forms and genuinely care about their well being. For example, if we see animals losing their habitats, we feel responsible and take action to protect them. Empathy helps us treat all life with respect. Second, embrace sustainability as a community practice. The focus of this is how all living things are all connected, like plants, animals, and human depends on each other to survive. When we understand this, we realize that cooperation is the key to solving environmental issues. It's not just about individual efforts, but working together as a community to protect and sustain the natural systems we all rely on. For example, planting trees as a group can benefit everyone by improving air quality and providing habitats for a wildlife. Third is make the invisible visible. Some things that affect the environment or our health aren't immediately obvious, like where our foods comes from or how products are made. Using tools like Google Earth or app like Good Guide and Fujicate help us to uncover this invisible information. For example, you can learn or we can learn where food is grown or if a product is environmentally friendly. So making these hidden connections clear help us make better and more informed choices. Fourth is anticipate unintended consequences. Sometimes our actions have effects we didn't expect. For example, using pesticide might kill pests but also harm bees. Teacher can guide students to think ahead by using strategies like the precautionary principles or being careful before acting and system thinking or looking at how different parts of a problem are connected. So this helps us make choices that minimize risk and protect the environment. The last is understand how nature sustains life. Ecoliterate people understand nature's long-standing sustainability and adopt 3K principles. Nature has been sustaining life for billions of years, and ecoliterate people learn from its wisdom. This last ways has 3K principles. So, first is learning from nature. Nature shows us how everything is interconnected, like plant, animals, water, air, and even us. For example, so trees can provide oxygen, animals spread seeds, and rivers support all life. Second is recognizing system. Nature works on different scales, from a tiny ecosystem like a pond to a global system like the atmosphere. Understanding these scales help us see how local actions can have global effects. Last is living sustainably. Ecoliterate individuals practice habits that help preserve nature for the future, like conserving resources, reducing waste, and protecting biodiversity. In conclusion, ecological literacy equips individuals and communities with understanding the skills needed to live in harmony with nature. By fostering empathy for all life, promoting sustainability, uncovering hidden impacts, anticipating consequences, and learning from nature systems, we can create a more sustainable and a life affirming future. It's about recognizing our role in the interconnected web of life and taking responsibility for well-being of the planet and future generations. So that's all. Thank you.